Welcome back to Beyond the Buzzer. I'm Dave Glavin here with Shay Sullivan. Shay, how are we today?
Excellent. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm
Awesome.
doing great. We had a little couple weeks off from the pod, but glad to be back. Huge NBA slate tonight. A lot to get into here on the pod. I want to start with the Chicago Bulls, who are 12 and 18, 11th in the East. No word on when Lonzo Ball is going to be back. I think it's time to blow it up, but I want to hear what you think. Should they move on from Levine, DeRozan, Vucevic?
That's so when I want to look, I should have had this up. When was that Vucevic trade? Was that 2020?
I believe 2021, like
2021?
mid-season 2021.
That has got to be the worst trade in recent memory, in my opinion. I think just because it's that or
The Rudy
the Rudy trade, but
trade. Yeah.
he's old. I think that might have been the problem. If they had gone out and gotten someone else at the time, people actually liked the move too. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a hindsight thing. But if they had gotten a young guy that kind of fit this timeline a little better, but they have two older players with DeRozan and Vucevic. And then you've got Levine, who is kind of in the middle. You got to pay him, right? You got to choose eventually.
They just paid him this offseason, 5 years, $215.
So then you chose you're riding with Levine and his timeline.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I don't think Vucevic or DeRozan fits that timeline.
Definitely not. Yeah, it was the 2021 trade deadline. So the year the Bucks won it all. Vucevic and Al-Farouq Aminu for Wendell Carter Jr., Otto Porter Jr., and 2 firsts, one of which was Franz Wagner.
So that was a good pick. But that Otto Porter contract, I remember, was awful.
Yeah.
So it was a little misleading, but still, Magic won that trade head and shoulders by far.
Wendell Carter is better than Vucevic now.
Yeah. They should have just kept him. But it's also not really fair, like you said, Lonzo. I saw an interview with him today, and he was talking, and he just has no idea. Like they don't know when he's going to be back. He doesn't know.
And he was huge for them. They were pretty good, fully healthy.
Yeah,
that team, but I still don't think they contend with the Celtics, Bucks, Cavs, 76ers, or Nets, really. Fully healthy.
No. So you're saying sell, not buy.
This is the year to do it. Victor, Scuda. Everyone's talking about Victor, but Scuda would go number 1 in about just any other draft without Victor.
So there's perks to being really bad this year.
Couple other good guys in the top 5. But they would have to really blow it up. Like everyone's got to go. You can't keep Levine. You wouldn't be bad enough.
No, or you keep Levine and you got to get rid of the older guys or something. I don't know. Or
definitely DeRozan and Vucevic, but
it's tough. They're in a tough spot. But they did it to themselves. They're not good. They're not performing. So
no. I feel like fully healthy. You go Lonzo, Levine, DeRozan, Pat Williams, Vucevic, with Kobe White, Caruso, Derek Jones Jr., Drummond.
It's not bad. Not a bad.
Not a solid team. Yeah. Or not a bad team, but I just don't think it's getting it done. That's all in.
It's better. I think it's better than some other efforts. Like right now, if they were fully healthy, would we be talking about them as a top 4 team, top 3 team in the East?
No, I don't think so.
See, I think we might, but they just can't stay healthy. I don't know. DeRozan, he had flashes of being an MVP last year. He started out that year insane, and he tailed off. But he still got something left.
Do you think they'd be better than Brooklyn right now, fully healthy?
Yes. I'm going to say yes. Tough. Very 2 close teams, in my opinion. But fully healthy, Lonzo is a game changer. Definitely a game changer. and the
Can
bench.
shoot the three, defend.
Great player, and they paid him too,
Solid deal for him.
just to sit out. But
I could maybe get down with them being better than Brooklyn. Brooklyn's got the 2 best players, and then Chicago probably has the next 6.
yeah, and then it's all Brooklyn. It's not really even rosters, but
No.
yeah, I'm in favor. I agree. Blow it up.
Are they better than Philly?
Yeah.
Fully healthy? Wow. That's where I can't give you that.
I was so high on Philly this year, but they've just been what they've been this whole time.
They're playing well.
Yeah, they play well all regular season, but they're still inconsistent. They still can't find secondary scoring, and Tobias still sucks on a max. He's someone that what. Someone should trade for Tobias Harris this trade deadline. I don't know if we're going to talk trades later on or not.
Oh yeah, we can start talking now.
There hasn't been a move you were saying yet, and he's got to be a guy. They've got to blow it up, or not blow it up, but maybe they're interested in a DeRozan for Tobias swap or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, that would be great for Philly. I mean, would it though? Because there's only so much ball to go around. Once Maxi's back, you got Harden. DeRozan can't really shoot the 3.
No, he's your 3. Is he
Yeah.
better than Harris right now?
Yes, but Harris is a good rebounder. I think he can shoot 3.
He's probably a little better, but it's not great.
He's not like a shooter, but let's see. He's shooting 42% from 3 this year.
That's really good. So maybe for the Bulls, that would be an incentive to go get him.
Yeah.
He should be on the move. Trade him at the peak at this point.
Yeah. Might as well.
Get someone else.
40 mil a year, 35 mil a year.
It's stupid. For how many points is he averaging? 14?
17. I mean, he's having a good year for him, but it's still too much money.
Yeah, way too much. But Bulls will finish up that point, blow it up, maybe get something for DeRozan if you can, and Vucevic. But it seems like it would be taking a massive loss trading Vucevic at this point for the low of the low. I don't know how much you're getting for him at this point, anyways.
I feel like you got to get something for him before he just leaves, or you don't want to pay him again.
Don't pay him again. Someone else is going to pay him.
He's averaging. I mean, his numbers aren't bad. 16 and 10, 17 and 10. 3 assists, shooting 38% from 3. Would he be a good Dallas Maverick?
He would be a good Dallas Maverick.
Seems like we lost Shea. I'll see if I can get him back here. We lose you for a second?
Yeah. Sorry. Just
all good
for a second. I don't know, yeah. Maybe they didn't like the idea of going to the Mavs, but
I thought it would be good.
I agree. He's a shooter. They tried to do that with Kristaps, and it didn't work. He couldn't shoot. So
I'm trying to get Levine and Caruso to the Lake Show.
What are you giving up to get those 2 guys?
Westbrook and 2 firsts. It's not enough.
And
it's not enough. They can have Pat Bev if they want.
Reeves,
I'd give up Reeves.
It would be Reeves and maybe Thomas Bryant too.
I mean, we got to get something back now at this point.
No.
A player. No. Well, I'm talking contract-wise.
Oh. I'd give up AD for Levine and Caruso.
I wouldn't.
Vucevic, AD for Vucevic and DeRozan.
I wouldn't.
You still wouldn't do it?
If we're trading AD, we're not getting players.
You're getting picked. Well, dude, who's buying AD?
Young guys and picks. Well, we should have. If we're gonna trade him, we should have traded him when he was going crazy.
It's too late now. He's hurt for
Yeah.
whatever. Disaster. The Lakers are. AD, I mean, we're going to talk about him. It's probably the biggest story. He was having an MVP caliber season.
He was arguably the best player in the world.
Yep.
For 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
And then the usual thing happened to him. Plagued. He's plagued by injuries. His career is ruined, tarnished by injuries.
It's unfortunate.
It is. He should have, we were comparing him to Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, you're in the Hall of Fame already.
Quit putting your body through this. He was clearly struggling all year too, like fighting through injuries, and then
every time he goes up for a dunk, he comes down holding his back.
Yeah, he's clearly suffering. And then this happens. It's like fluky too. It's like it must be so frustrating for him.
He's still dominating.
He was, but so was Calvin Johnson at the time. It was a in-air sprain or something.
He sprained his foot, like not even his ankle. Mid-air. It's just a freak injury to a guy that consistently gets hurt.
Yeah, year after year. But RIP to the season. It was over, then it had hope, and now it's
over again. Yeah.
It's over.
It's over. LeBron would have to average like 35 a game. Even if he did, I don't think we'd make the playoffs.
You wouldn't even make top 10.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Should we save this for another episode? Or, I mean, the Lakers in LeBron's decision, like, this is easily his worst blemish on his resume.
Going to LA?
His tenure in LA. It was a massive failure.
Yeah.
Massive.
For his standards, yes.
He went, his biggest accomplishment, he did win a title. So at the end of the day, he can laugh at all of us and say, I did the ultimate goal. But
won a title with 3 teams.
It was a COVID year. Not taking that away, but it was.
They were the number 1 seed when COVID hit.
Yeah, it was it was not regular. So
no, irregular.
And then the next year was a complete. I mean, that was his 3rd year.
The year they won.
Yeah,
his 2nd year. They didn't make the playoffs the first year with all the young guys.
Yep.
To be fair, they were in 4th. Then he got hurt on Christmas Day against the Warriors, and when he came back, they were in 10th, and they didn't make it.
But that's been the story.
They trade for AD that summer. They win the COVID year. Then the next year, AD and Bron both get hurt like different times throughout the year. They're the 7th seed, lose to Phoenix.
Yep.
And then they didn't make it last year.
And they're not going to make it again this year.
Not going to make it this year.
So he's going to be
5 years, bounced in the first round, 1 year. Didn't make it 3 years, won it all 1 year.
In that 1 year was,
abbreviated. It was abbreviated.
Yeah. And that, now looking back on it, like how huge was that for Anthony Davis? He didn't even have to play the full season. He got time off. Like
that's why he looked like he could have won Finals MVP.
Exactly. So
he had to stay healthy for 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
That's all he needed to do, and he did it. And they were the best team.
Yeah.
So give him credit. But he hasn't since. And are we ready to criticize the Lakers? Like who's taking the fall for this? Is it the Lakers? Is it LeBron? Is it?
I mean, the Westbrook trade set them back. Like, I mean, they're kind of good when they all play. Well, no, that trade set them back.
Massive. He's a max
player. Up KCP, who's top 5 in 3-point percentage. Kuzma, who is a beast. They're talking about trading for him back. Montrezl Harrell, who that's fine. Maybe he
Yep.
wasn't relevant. A first to get Russ, who had to come off the bench making $50 million a year. I
So
mean,
is it Russ? Like what they were?
I think it's the front office,
so you're blaming the front office.
but at the same time, they traded for AD, so they got a ring. They had a championship roster and then completely deconstructed it. Chose THT over Caruso. That was awful.
Bad decision.
Awful. Didn't want to pay Caruso $9 million a year.
But how much credit is that on LeBron? Like, how, does LeBron make that decision of saying like, oh, like I want Caruso?
I mean, you'd have to think like if they're picking THT, it's because he likes THT more than Caruso.
Yeah. But then they just kick him to the curb. Like they're
Yeah,
not even. I don't know.
It was just like bad decision after bad decision from the front office, which is technically run by LeBron.
Pretty much. That's
So
why is there not more criticism? Is that the question? Is it because it's all
on LeBron, you mean?
Yeah, on LeBron, or is it because like most of it's injuries? Like, are people really saying like, oh, if AD was fully healthy and if Russell Westbrook was average, I guess. Like,
Well, the AD fully healthy thing is what sucks. Is the 1 year he was healthy, we won.
Yeah,
but at the same time, like, I guess Braun should be getting the finger pointed at him a little more, but they've kind of, I don't know.
4 or 5.
They gave up all the first to get AD.
Yeah,
but they're refusing to trade these late ones to help him out.
So they don't have commitment from LeBron then.
They must not.
So he's leaving. He's abandoning ship. 4 out of the last 5 years have been failures.
Yeah.
For LeBron, not even winning a playoff series, that's a failure.
Yeah, not making the finals that's a failure.
Yeah, and it's really, it's not because he's playing bad, but it's lack of talent surrounding him, poor decision making, like you're saying, and just overall, I gotta say, one of the biggest collapses. Now that AD is hurt, and you can clip this if you want. And
they're done. No, they're done.
They're done. They're done.
I think LeBron is done as a Laker.
I agree.
I think he's traded this offseason.
He could be traded this offseason. Like if AD comes out, oh, he's done for the year. Like it's actually whatever.
That's what I agree. Like once this season's over, he's gone.
He's got to be gone
because he can't get traded this season because of his extension.
Yeah,
that is another thing that is his fault. Signing the extension.
Yes.
Because now he can't get traded.
He screwed himself.
But I also think he might be at a point where he doesn't care about getting a ring anymore.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I think might be underlying.
I feel like this eats him up inside right now.
It's gotta, but all the stuff that he's doing being in LA, all the movies and the I don't know.
You think he likes it? You think he actually
wants to be in LA?
Wow.
But he just picked the wrong team, maybe? I don't know.
The Clippers, or I don't know. He did win the ultimate goal, but can't only have one successful year out of 5.
No. As the Lakers, you need more.
Way more. And they really botched that whole thing. But hey, maybe he'll get traded this season and you can root for him, but I think it's over. Now that AD's done, that team is screwed. They should sell. Honestly, I think that would be sending a bad message, but
Genie, sell the team.
Start selling people. Yeah.
I could see it. All right. Talk about another team that just lost a star, the Warriors. 15-17. Curry's out for another 3 weeks. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they take him to the All-Star break,
Yeah.
but they can't afford that. You think they make the playoffs this year?
Tough question. I think you could almost ask, like, is Jordan Poole a good enough replacement of Stephen Curry that he's really the fill-in guy?
They can't win a game on the road.
No. Draymond's old. Wiseman was a bust. Kerr looks lost.
That might be the Wiseman pick. Might be the worst miss. LaMelo was the pick right after. Can you imagine LaMelo playing with Curry and Clay?
No, I don't even want to. In Poole right now,
It would be better than Poole.
They trade away Clay and Steph and just say, all right, we're going to start fresh with Jordan Poole and LaMelo and whatever we get for those guys.
That'd be. I mean, Wiseman's he was getting beat up in the G League.
Shelled himself, bad injuries. He didn't recover, but yeah, him and I don't know. That team does look a little lost right now defensively. Draymond, like I said, he's old. Kuminga hasn't really turned out for them. You know, they had some hope for him. They're lacking. Poole, great pick. Other than that, it's been kind of a failure, a mess.
I'm not a Poole guy either. I don't like him.
He can score the ball, that's for sure.
That's fair.
Very efficient. But Clay, like what happened to him?
Yeah, I mean, I think this revolves around Curry. Like Clay and Draymond look a lot better when they're playing next to Curry than when they're playing next to Jordan Poole.
Very true. Jordan Poole can't get his teammates involved like Curry can, I guess.
Yeah. And the attention that Curry gets is just insane.
And he still puts up crazy numbers, which,
yeah. Back to that Kuminga pick, Franz Wagner went the pick after.
So, yeah, that's a bad draft again.
Back-to-back years.
What's going and you know what? People don't criticize. I haven't heard a lot of criticism about either of these two franchises, the Lakers or the Warriors.
The Lakers get their fair share.
I don't know.
Golden State does not, but they also won last year, so
they did. It's fair. But, dude, the Lakers, when we look back on this, I think personally, like, it's going to you're going to hate this, but it might like hurt people's memory of LeBron. Like he's going to be irrelevant. He's been irrelevant for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
And he's done. Like he's going to a new team next year where he's not going to be he can't be the number one guy anymore. He's too old. He's 39?
Yeah, he's going to be 39 next year. He's turning 38 end of this month.
Yeah, joining a fresh new team at 39, not ideal for him. And will he win? Probably not.
Yes, the Lakers' tenure could have gone much better. But that came after him getting to 8 finals in a row. So it's not like I feel like he's been at it long enough where like it's not going to hurt that much. It's going to hurt.
This is gonna hurt. This is really gonna hurt.
It's a lot different than going out with a ring.
Because now you say like, oh, like what if he doesn't come back from 3-1 and now he's 3-7 and he did for the end of his career was a massive failure in LA and now he's gonna end up in OKC just to play with his son and ride out
OKC.
Make movies like I like what is. I don't know. LeBron, the end of his career, he got what he wanted, though. He went to LA. He got what he wanted.
I mean, he would need another ring to be the GOAT.
He's lost.
I don't think it's happening.
And it is unfortunate
to see that. He had a chance. He
did.
He's gonna have the most points. He's going to be 40,000 points, 10,000 assists, 10,000 rebounds, but 4-6 in the finals, disaster LA trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
he had like I don't know. You're gonna hate it, and the LeBron haters. Well, I mean, this was gonna fuel their fire,
oh yeah, every year he loses.
and it's not because I mean, unless he does get traded, and it's getting harder and harder to trade people nowadays.
Yeah, what does LeBron get traded for? That's the thing.
So is he stuck in LA next year too? Like he signed this contract, so
who's trading and has enough where they'll still be good after they trade for him?
Brooklyn.
Like, would you trade? Yeah, but like, what is Brooklyn trading? They don't have any picks.
Yeah, nothing.
See, it would have to be like
OKC
or New Orleans.
But they don't want LeBron.
Kind of 39-year-old. They don't want LeBron. Would you do Brandon Ingram and like 2 first-round picks for Bron?
No.
As who?
As the Pelicans. I'm waiting. Yeah. If I'm even like, I don't think anyone's in a rush to go get LeBron. So I think his deal's up after next year.
Yes.
So I think if anyone really wants him, you wait out next year.
You get him as a free agent.
Yeah, get him as a free agent, like a 2-year, $35 million deal, $40 million deal, or maybe he waits and gets that new TV deal money.
Waits another year. Yeah.
Yeah, gets a. I don't know. Time's running out for him, so
that's what I could see him playing for another 5 years.
He could. He easily could.
He hasn't he's adapted his game to where he doesn't have to be the fastest anymore. He's clearly not. He's not the most athletic, but he's still like one of the best people in the paint. Can hit the jumper. He could play another 5. Like he could be like Brady. Age-wise.
Yeah.
Age-wise, not obviously accomplishment-wise.
And in Brady this year has fallen off. Like we've seen some real regression, but at the same time, he still has his moments where he leads them back and wins the game. And
even like, I don't think he's fallen off like success-wise, but he's been pretty good himself still.
Yeah, you're right.
The team has been struggling.
Both cases.
Yeah, they're pretty similar.
Except Brady's 45.
Brady's got 7 rings.
Yeah. Brady is where LeBron is 7 years from now.
Yeah.
So this was coming. I mean, I'm glad we're having an episode, getting this out of the way. Like a little therapy session for you. You're taking it well.
It'll never be taken well.
I'm bummed. Like it's another year without LeBron in contention. You always like having him around and relevant. And
so if you're the Lakers, you don't go all in with the second best player of all time rotting.
I just don't know. The future is so unknown. Like it's so hard to. You'd have to get a commitment from LeBron that he's gonna be here for at least another year. Fair. So that first round pick, because if you don't have LeBron,
that's the thing. He's under contract. I don't think LeBron would ever force a trade.
You don't think?
I don't think he would.
It could get to that point though. They're like he's mad enough. He almost I'm actually almost surprised that that's not a story. LeBron is so pissed off that like they can't sign anyone. They can't surround him with any talent. They've botched every trade. And
maybe it's because he wanted Westbrook, so he can't even be mad because he screwed him.
So yeah, then maybe he's indebted to the Lakers for the next couple years. So
great.
I think they might be in trouble. Either way.
They thought it was Frank Vogel's fault.
He's glad.
Wonder what Frank's up to.
Yeah, I wonder what he's up. I mean, he got a ring, so he should be able to get a job if he wants one.
Talk about the Christmas games. Obviously, we got our weekly pick 'em. I'm leading slightly 10-9 on the year. You're 9-10.
Whoa.
The last time we did it, you went 3-1.
Desperation time for me. You were kicking my ass. So
No, we got a 5-game slate on Christmas Day. Probably the best day of the year for regular season basketball.
yep.
Starting off with 76ers at Knicks. The Knicks, they've been playing well.
Mm-hmm. Real well.
Yeah.
So this is a really good Eastern Conference matchup here. All right, do you want to go first, or should I go first? Or
I'll go first. I lost.
all right, that's fair.
Fully healthy, even without Maxey, I got Philly.
Philly. Okay.
I mean, like, if Embiid's playing, I got Philly. Embiid and Harden. No one's guarding. Embiid's going for 30 plus, 35 maybe. What's Mitchell Robinson going to do?
No, yeah, foul out.
Yeah, exactly. I got Philly.
Okay. So official Philly. Even if some like between now and Christmas, Joel gets ruled out. You can't.
I'll have to eat it. Philly.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So Philly. They're favorites on the road, which is surprising, but maybe telling.
Yeah, I gotta pull that up. That's smart. 4-point favorites. Wow.
They've lost their last 3 road games.
I'm not worried.
It's a big game. It's always, but you are actually. I'm surprised. I'll just say my pick now. I'm going Knicks on Christmas.
Thank you.
I'm going Knicks on Christmas Day. I feel like they all like Julius Randle on prime time.
I forgot about Julius Randle.
Everyone in the world is watching Julius Randle at 12 o'clock on Christmas Day, and he knows it. And I think his Christmas Day averages have to be like 35 plus.
He balls out in prime time.
I think he's gonna have the game. But you're right. Will he overcome Joel? I don't know.
I forgot about that.
I want to look it up.
I'm fine with it. I'm fine. I'm sweeping Christmas Day. I hope you know.
No, I was gonna say I'm prepared to sweep. So
I mean, this next one's easy. Lakers, Mavs. Lakers.
Yeah, it's actually a similar spread though, 4.5. LeBron, you're fading LeBron on Christmas Day.
I said Lakers.
Oh, sorry.
You think I got the Mavs?
I completely misheard you. I was surprised though. You're right. I was shocked almost.
Yeah, and this will be easy because you'll take Dallas.
You know what?
Wow.
Yeah, no. I'm taking Dallas, but
It sound like you didn't want to.
I'm gonna give some respect to LeBron on Christmas Day. You know he's gonna be playing, and I just don't mean it's like Luka. If it's a duel between, mono v mono, Luka versus LeBron, Christmas Day, I'm gonna have to take Luka at home with Mark Cuban in the stands. That's why.
Cuban, yeah. Next game, Bucks Celtics. Bucks Celtics.
Oh, it's at home. I've got the pick for this one. This is going to be a real play for me too. I'm prepared to slam this one.
I know where you're going with this, and I hate to take the same side, but I'm going the Bucks.
Yep, Bucks as a road dog on Christmas Day.
Yeah,
it's a perfect spot for them.
They might be going 4 road teams, which I hate.
So you like the Grizz?
I like the Grizz with no Curry. They're a dog too, which makes no sense.
Yeah, so maybe Curry will be back by then. He must, right?
He's definitely out.
Oh, for that game?
Christmas is in 4 days, 5 days.
Yeah. He's out for a month at this point.
Yeah.
Clay, he's probably going to play. So, yeah, Clay and Wiggins, they were all ruled out until Christmas. So
Wiggins back. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Maybe they do win. I got Memphis still.
I'm going to go Warriors.
All right.
Memphis, they didn't make it onto our pod, but they lost. So they won 8 in a row, and now they've lost 2 in a row. Sorry, 2 in a row. They're a team that's all over the place.
Yeah.
I don't know. They have the Suns coming up too. I don't know. They might be a team I'm looking to fade, as well as the Celtics. We didn't talk about them, but I'm fading the Celtics down the stretch too.
I think Memphis will be a problem when Bane's back. Their starting lineup hasn't played a minute together this season. Like their actual lineup. Ja, Bane, Brooks, Jaren, Steven.
Yep.
I think they should be making a move at the deadline.
You think? Even
try to bolster the bench, get like a legit scorer off the bench.
Jordan Clarkson, they're good though. So
we've talked about the Jordan Clarkson trade so many times. He's got to go somewhere.
Yeah, they're waiting.
Suns Nuggets. This is the easiest pick of the night. Denver. I hate the Suns.
It's gonna be a really good game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you saw last night the Ayton yelling at Monty Williams on the sideline. Yeah, the Suns are done.
They're in trouble. Who was that talking? Was that Charles, or they were going over that?
I saw it on. Yeah, it might have been. I know I saw it on like Instagram or something.
Yeah, they were saying like things like that. It's kind of like, I don't know. If you're seeing that, it's definitely happening more inside closed doors.
Oh yeah.
You know, if it's boiling over to that point, it's too late.
Plus, Ayton didn't even want to resign there.
He matched the deal. Away.
Yeah.
They were like,
I would have loved to see him with Indiana.
Oh yeah.
Halliburton pick and roll.
Tough. Ayton's last couple of games, 30, 21, 28, 25. He had 8 points, but he only played 20 minutes that game. He's really inconsistent. I think that's his biggest problem. But when he does play to his potential, he's one of the best big men in the game.
I'm on his side in this. He should get 20 shots a game.
Oh, 20?
He shoots like 70%, 60%.
It's really
he does. Impressive. His attitude though is probably the issue. He's always like dogging it on defense.
Yep.
And he's not a great defender as it is, but offensively, he's a beast.
Yeah. Yeah. Good you mentioned that too. I'll never forget. I remember I took him March Madness, Arizona.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know much about, he was obviously, what was he, the first overall pick, right?
First overall pick the year Luka went.
Yeah. 3. So crazy. He was, really highly touted, and they lost to the 15 seed. And I remember,
was it Buffalo?
Buffalo? Yeah, they were down at the end of the game, and he just wasn't even trying. And I was like, I had him going to the Final Four, and I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, he's not even trying, and he's supposed to be the number 1 pick, and they're the 2 seed, and they lost to Buffalo. But he's actually, you see why they picked him number 1. He's good. His talent is there. His attitude sucks. Maybe he's the type of guy that just belongs on a losing team. Put him on a loser where he can score 26 a game. No one really cares about bad attitudes. He's not really held accountable.
I mean, he's got to get humbled a little bit.
Well, I think he is now at this point. Unless they're going to trade him.
They can trade him at the deadline, just not to Indiana.
Portland?
Like the one rule. Portland? Yeah, I would love that.
Nurk in a first?
Oh, I'd do it if I'm both sides, I think, honestly.
Yeah.
Get Jay Crowder in that deal, too, to Portland.
Yep. Get him in it. Throw him in there.
That would be – Portland would be dangerous. I want to see how much Ayton makes, though.
He makes way too much.
Yeah, it is $30 million. Nurk's like 17 or 15. Holy crap.
Yeah.
So you couldn't get Jay too, because that's another 10.
Yep. So
be like, I don't even know how that would work, but would you give up Josh Hart with Nurk to get Ayton
Nope.
without any first round picks. Still
No.
no.
Still no. I like our squad. I like the squad they got right now. There's only a few trades I'd make. If you're the Blazers, and we can talk about this another time as well, but I think if they should be really selective. We should do a trade deadline special or
Definitely.
coming up soon
For each team.
Yeah, and just what they should do, how aggressive they should be. If
Yeah.
I'm pulling, I'm very selective. I'm looking for the guy that kind of squirts free, that maybe isn't the number one. I wouldn't overpay. That's them. They've got a lot of assets, so they might be tempted to overpay for a guy like John Collins or DeAndre Ayton or those other guys. I think really the trade deadline this year isn't. I'm not like, oh, I'd go out and spend and get this guy. There's some good pieces, but I don't know. No one. I don't know if there's going to be a trade at the deadline this year that's going to win the championship. That's the question.
Really moving the needle.
Yeah. John Collins, he's a great player. I don't think he's the extra guy for any.
He might not even be top 50.
No, not anymore.
That's how good the league is.
Ayton, like we were saying, you got to match the contracts. You got to give up a lot of money. His attitude sucks. I'm good. Pass.
Yep.
Couple other guys that we've talked about. We can talk about the Wizards, dude. Like, people were hating on Dame Dolla for when he signed that deal. Everyone's like, "Oh, he doesn't care about winning." Blah blah blah. At least they're competitive.
Yeah.
The Wizards suck, and he's getting away with making a shit ton of money on an awful team.
Talk about Brad Beal.
Brad Beal, and no one cared.
I was more mad at the Wizards for signing him to that. 5-year, $250, gave him a no trade clause, so he does do whatever he wants.
Mm-hmm. And they suck.
Yeah.
And they're content being terrible.
They are. Middle of the road.
They lost 8 or 12 games in a row.
They were 11-6, and then all of a sudden they're 11-18.
So 12 games.
12-18, something like that.
And no one cares. And they actually have talent on the roster. They have Brad Beal, Kuzma,
Porzingis,
who's really good. I actually, yeah, he's playing real well. Oh. Sorry about that. Could you
all
hear
good?
That?
All good.
Oh yeah, the good old boss calling me third time today.
Trying to get you
in tomorrow. But yeah, they're a team that we can dive into maybe later. I don't know if they're going to be selling. I don't know if they're going to be buying. I don't know.
I mean, I liked Kuzma out of LA until AD got hurt. I mean, I'd still like him back, but
I don't know who you trust.
I mean, he's averaging 22 and 7 and 8
Great
basically.
Player.
22, 8 and 4. Shooting, I mean, it's more just he's shooting a lot. He hasn't really changed.
But couldn't he shoot a lot in the Lakers right now?
I guess, yeah, he'd have to, like, are you winning a ring with Kyle Kuzma as your third guy?
I think he's your second.
Well, you mean without AD?
Oh, yeah. I mean, AD, he's done.
Yeah, he's done. But, like, he is shooting more per game than Joker.
Wow.
And averaging less.
That is a stat that you have to, like, highlight.
2 shots less a game. He shoots 17, almost 3 shots less. He shoots 17.7 attempts a game. Jokic is at 15.
So you're probably looking at Joker, who's highly efficient. Kuzma is on the other end.
62% from the field for the Joker.
Insane.
Yeah.
Kyle, he's a good player, good young player. I'm not saying he's a top tier player. I wouldn't even say him B above. He's probably like a C plus, B minus player.
Maybe. Like he'll never be an all-star, but he's a solid player, solid role guy.
I think like his peak, like his best season, he's a borderline all-star maybe.
Yeah. 24 a game,
Mhm,
something
exactly.
like that. Yeah,
He sneaks in when someone else like sits out or whatever.
he gets in. Gets in as a reserve. Someone gets
Yeah,
hurt.
wears a stupid outfit to the game because he knows it's on TV.
Exactly.
That's Kyle Kuzma, and that's the Wizards. Screw the Wizards. They are now. I was actually a Wizards fan last year. I loved the way they played. They had like those. They were the underdog all the time. This year,
Yeah.
my least favorite NBA team, Washington Wizards. Hate them.
Bad draft too. Took Johnny Davis.
Johnny Davis. Like, have you heard one thing about Johnny Davis this year?
He's in the G League.
Well, yeah, he hasn't done anything.
10th overall pick.
And I mean, I don't even want to look who they passed up on.
It's let's see. They took Johnny Davis. I mean,
Jalen Duren, where was he at?
Duren went 13. That Jalen Williams guy at 12 to OKC's been good. Santa Clara.
He's starting. 2 starters that are
AJ Griffin with Atlanta has been good.
He started this year.
Yeah.
3 starters that were drafted after your guy.
Who isn't even in the league.
He hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, Wisconsin. Like, when's there been a good player from Wisconsin?
Frank the Tank.
Frank Kaminsky, I guess. Sam Decker.
Sam Decker.
Who else? That's really
Frank was a number 9 overall pick.
Yep.
Wow.
They've had some big white guys come up and do absolutely nothing.
Appreciate people tuning in this week's episode. A little bit of a double episode, but we'll have another long one next week. Potentially a little trade deadline preview.
Yep.
Appreciate people tuning in.
See you guys.